Welcome to the Wrestle Story, where we discuss all things wrestling, the legends of the past, the superstars of the present, and the trailblazers of the future. We stream every Monday after Raw, every Tuesday after Smackdown, every Wednesday after NXT, and after every pay-per-view, as evidenced by what we're doing right now, as we are going to talk about Clash of Champions.
Yeah, pay-per-view from tonight. WWE pay-per-view, obviously. Clash of Champions. Duh. Overall, I think tonight's pay-per-view was decent.
Yeah, it was okay.
I don't think it was anything to kind of like go home about. I think there were a couple matches that were really good and that I really, really liked. And there were a lot of matches that I was just like, why?
I felt like it was just a pay-per-view to get us through till we have the split with Fox. And
I do agree. Yes.
That's kind of the feeling I got.
Yeah. It's just kind of their pay-per-view. It didn't really do anything for anybody. And yeah. That's like that's just the way it was.
Yeah, it's kind of the feeling I got.
Like I said, there were a couple matches that I did really. There were a couple matches that I really liked. A lot of matches I was just kind of questioning certain outcomes of things.
Well, I thought some of it was rushed. I thought some of it, even though it was a 4.5 hour pay-per-view, I just felt that. Some of it was rushed. Some of it
was kind of sloppy.
Yeah.
Better late than never, I guess. Hey,
how you doing, Colin?
What's up? Yeah. Some of it did feel rushed. Some of it felt kind of sloppy. Again, it was just kind of a their pay-per-view.
Yes. So let's go ahead and get started with the pre-show.
We had the Cruiserweight Championship match to start us off after several minutes of talking. Lots and lots of talking.
Yes.
30 minutes of talking. This is stupid. We had the Cruiserweight Championship match. Drew Gulak, who is the current champ, versus Lince Dorado versus Humberto Carrillo. I think this was not the best Cruiserweight match I've ever seen in my life. Some of the work felt kind of sloppy. I think Drew Gulak looked good.
Yeah.
But I think the other two guys did look kind of sloppy compared to
what he's doing.
I don't
like triple threat matches anyway, so it doesn't make any difference what they do. It's like, if you're going to have a title on the line, don't have a triple threat match.
Decent pay-per-view, not going to lie. See, hello, Export. Hello, James. How's it going? I think the pay-per-view was decent. I was certain Humberto was winning this. Yeah, you and me both.
I don't know. Wasn't like
I think it was just kind of a pay-per-view that was there. I think it was a decent pay-per-view. We said that we felt some of it felt rushed, some of it was kind of sloppy, but I think it was okay. I think it was an okay pay-per-view. Like, I'm not going to sit here and completely crap on it because there were things that I did like. There were other things that I did not like.
But I didn't. I wasn't impressed with this match like I have been with the Cruiserweights in the past.
No, I agree. This match was not the best I have seen from the Cruiserweight match. This was not the best. Like I said, I felt like it looked okay. Drew Gulak looked good. I think the other two, no reason to take the title off of Gulak.
I didn't think there was a reason to take it off of him. I just didn't think it was, I wasn't impressed with the match.
Yeah. Becky versus Sasha was match tonight. I second that. Pretty sloppy match, TBH. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't the best.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just because Humberto and Lince, they haven't had many matches, like, that are, like, huge. You know what I mean? I don't know if that was it or if they're just, like, not ready. What the deal is, but it was sloppy, and that's not the way cruiserweights generally are. So,
James, I think Becky better enjoy it because I think she's gonna lose the title.
Yeah, for sure, she's losing the title at Hell in a Cell. I think.
Yeah.
I think she's dropping it to Sasha at Hell in a Cell.
Yes.
Because Hell in a Cell is before the draft.
Yes.
Which has been confirmed.
Yes.
The draft is happening October 11th and October 14th, Friday and Monday.
Yes.
Smackdown and Raw, obviously. So. Sasha's winning at Hell in a Cell. Yep. James better get used to it.
No doubt about it. She's winning.
For sure. Especially if they're drafting Becky to SmackDown.
Yes.
Then she will drop the title to Sasha at Hell in a Cell. And maybe she won't. But I think there's a strong feeling she's dropping the Raw title, and then she's going to hop over to SmackDown and pick up the SmackDown title.
Well, she might do that, but she's going to lose the Raw title.
Yeah, that's what I literally just said.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt about it.
I said she's going to drop... I have a strong feeling she will be dropping the Raw title to hop to SmackDown to win the SmackDown title.
Yeah, there's more than a strong feeling she's going to do it.
So, why in hell was Cedric versus Styles?
That's the same question we asked.
Yeah, so Drew Gulak won the Cruiserweight Championship match. Nothing to go home about. Okay, we're done with that. Well, I don't understand this. You just put AJ freaking Styles on the pre-show. And I thought it was a decent match. I think it made Cedric look good in the beginning, and then AJ just beat the living crap out of him.
I don't understand. Why even have a stupid, pre-show?
I don't know. They could have
Why don't they just put these, say, okay, here's our pay-per-view.
This is the first hour of the show.
Just have a half hour of talking and then start the show.
Exactly, because that's what they did anyways.
Well, I mean, I don't...
Decent match, yes,
too
but
short.
Too short.
I thought it was quick.
I also felt like it was very quick and felt rushed.
Which,
because
again...
they only had... They were put in, the last, 15, 20 minutes of the show?
15.
The last 15 minutes of the show, and then their match only went for, I think it was, 10.
Yeah.
They were I remember there being close to the end of the match. There was about 7 minutes left of the show. And then we got down to the wire. And AJ, it was probably 5 minutes till the end of the show. And AJ got the win. And then it was over. It was really short.
Yeah.
And then they went back and they talked some more for the last, 5 minutes.
But, well, that's again, I don't know.
When they could have used those last 5 minutes to make that match longer. I don't get why this match was on the pre-show to begin with.
Yeah.
That's the sensible thing to do. A 30-minute pre-show, pay-per-view. Easy. Yeah, it's a sensible thing to do. But WWE doesn't do
Well, then you can just put all the matches on your main card.
And then the cruiserweights will get out there. Because not even, if they
people
do
are still coming to the end of the arena when they're,
If they do the cruiserweights at the right time on the pre-show, if they're, the only match, and they put it at the very end of the pre-show, then there will be more people in there. But if they put it on closer to the beginning of the pre-show, then no, nobody's going to be in there to watch it.
Yeah.
So why? I guess I've seen a billion seeing a billion video packages is more important than Styles versus Cedric.
Yeah.
Apparently. And I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. I don't know why this match was put on the pre-show. This was beyond me. I don't even know what match they could have replaced with on the pre-show. They could have just had the Cruiserweight title on the pre-show, and that would have been fine. Off topic, but who y'all got, Atlanta or Philadelphia? Answer the question. I don't know.
The Falcons.
And that would be...
Atlanta.
Okay, that's what I thought, but,
I don't know.
I know nothing.
It seemed like they rushed that match. And
we'll talk about the rest of the match that they rushed in just a second.
The whole idea behind the pre-show is kind of silly to me in the first place.
United States Championship match, AJ versus Cedric. AJ retained. Not shocked. I really would have liked for them to put the championship on Cedric. It would have pushed him a lot, and it would have been really, really good for his career right now, but they just chose not to. And then they had the OC come out, and then they beat him up after. You just made Cedric look real good right there. Thank you. He got his 5 minutes of, I'm beating the crap out of AJ. But then, oh no, AJ gets to beat the living crap out of me. Awesome. And then OC gets to come out and stomp all over my face. So.
Anyway, let's get to the Crown Me champ.
Not.
Cedric deserves better. Yes, he does.
He went from being on the pre-show, being part of 205 Live. He left 205 Live to get off the pre-show, but,
Now he's back on
that doesn't mean anything because he's back on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, AJ's still the U.S. champ. It doesn't really matter because they put him on the pre-show. Beyond me. It's mind-boggling. So, before the pre-show ends, we get told that we are opening the pay-per-view with the Raw Tag Team Championship match. I had a glimmer of hope that they would not put the belts on... What's his face?
What's his face?
Rudolph. That's their face. Sorry, not thinking. I I really, really, really needed them to not do that.
Everyone predictions are busted.
They did that. I understand. I guess I get it why we put the belts on them, but I just think it's dumb. And yeah, so that's what that match was. Raw Tag Team Championship match. Braun and Seth, who were the champs, versus Robert Roode and Ziggler. Roode and Ziggler won. I think pretty much everybody guessed it. Except
King
me.
of the Ring final tomorrow confirmed.
This would have been an easy point for everybody. If everybody had just picked Roode and Ziggler, it would have been an easy point. But I had to think outside the box and be like, oh, well, what if they, hey, Matt, what's up?
Fiend versus Rollins
confirmed. I had to think outside the box, me and my stupid head. I had to think outside the box, and I was like, oh, what if they keep the belts on Braun and Seth, and then that causes trouble in the match?
Matt. Or Colin thought outside the box.
Okay.
Usos are, like, in hiding, I think.
And so is Naomi. Nah, they took Naomi with them, and I don't know where they went.
They stay out of trouble.
I don't know where they went.
Probably
it's
in,
kind of disappointing.
like, rehab or something.
Maybe. Why'd we have to take Naomi off TV?
I don't know. Because she has to drive him around.
I did okay with predictions. Oh, just you wait and see, Matt. Just you wait and see. So, yeah, new tag team, Raw tag team champions. This was okay. It was a match.
Yeah.
I think it was decent. Robert Roode made it on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, but it wasn't something that...
No.
Didn't do predictions because I'm a kind man. I want to give opportunity to others. Don't want to steal the title that soon, you know.
I did technically call Sasha winning.
Yes, you did technically call it.
As a lot of people did. A lot of people did. Not me. Becky retained, and that's all that matters. But, you know, put Shane on TV again. Let's not. You know, while we're talking about Shane, I was watching... Yo, Chaos.
How you doing, Chaos?
What's up? I was watching a Table for Three on the network earlier, and Shane was on it, and he was talking about his kids, and I was like, you know, for the 5 minutes that you were doing that, and you were talking about your children, it made me think you weren't such a bad guy. But you're going to be put back on TV on Tuesday, and I'm going to be like, yes, I hate you again. I was like, darn. There's a small part of him that's a nice dude.
Yes.
But the 90% of him is not. So, Sasha's most likely
yes, that's what we you missed the very beginning. That's what we talked about.
That is what
Matt.
I said.
We said
that
that too.
I did not realize that Hell in a Cell was before the draft.
Yeah.
And so it is. It's the 9th or the 8th or
yeah.
something. So, looks like Sasha and Becky and Wyatt and Rollins are the 2 cell matches. Yeah, that would make sense to me. So, I foresee Becky losing the title there if they are drafting her to Raw or to SmackDown. She's already on Raw.
The old Wyatt family had a good night.
Yes, they did. They really did. So, yeah, tag team match. Blah, doesn't matter. Next, we get the SmackDown Women's Championship match, Bayley versus Charlotte. Wow, this was early in the show, and the match placement, too, where they placed the matches on the show, was very weird. I think this probably could have been switched with the Tag Team Championship match, the Women's Tag Championship match, and that was, 2 matches from now. I think that could have, switched and would have been perfect, because this match being this early just felt weird. I didn't like the finish to this match. I don't care if it was to put over Bayley as more of a heel. I don't care. I didn't like it. It was a crappy finish, and this match felt extremely short.
Yeah, I thought it seemed pretty short. Just the way they did it.
I did not like that.
I overall thought the pay-per-view was kind of short compared to what they've been doing.
For that reason?
Hopefully Warriors take titles next. The Wyatts and the Shield are meant to fight forever. Yes, I agree, Matt. Was it work for this? And the only highlights I saw was Bayley
running away after. That was hilarious. I did think that was funny. When Bayley just went over, grabbed her title, and, sped out of there. It was like nobody's bit. She was like, I'm gone. Peace out. I'm not waiting for Charlotte to come and attack me. I am leaving. TBH, it should be in the kickoff. It was really short, and then the way they finished it, where they had Bayley take off the bottom turnbuckle, she shoved Charlotte's face into it, and then she got the pin. I didn't like it. It was a crappy finish. It didn't help that the match was super short, and I just didn't like this.
Yes, I thought Harper returning was cool.
I just didn't like this.
And then, of course, I always think The Fiend's cool, so.
Did you like this?
No, I didn't like the way it went.
I didn't either.
I was like, okay, this was, I mean.
What was the point of this match? It didn't even go that long. Yeah. What was the point of it? She was gone already.
Yeah, she didn't even help her friend. I think she kept running.
Yeah, she just left the building.
Yeah.
She was like, I gotta hightail it because if I go back out there, Charlotte's gonna follow me, and it's not gonna end well for me.
No.
So I'm not going out there.
Yeah, I think that she just left the building. I'm not helping anybody. I'm saving my own butt.
I didn't like this.
Yeah, it went way too fast.
Way early in the show, I figured Charlotte wasn't winning.
Well, her not winning was one thing, but just the way it ended, as fast as it went, I just didn't think it was. She forced to go with that pay-per-view.
No one wins in their hometown. Not necessarily. That's not always the case.
If you were giving Bayley Charlotte a rank.
A mark.
You couldn't cause.
Because it was too short.
Because it was too short.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I just didn't like it. Too short. The crappy finish didn't help. And it's ridiculous. I think Charlotte is being punished for what Rick did. Now, that thought crossed my mind, too. Did they not put the belt on her because of what
No, I don't think
Rick
so.
has been doing recently?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but it crossed my mind, and I was like, could they? Is Vince really that petty? Vince is that petty, and he would do that, but I don't know if he would do that to Charlotte.
I don't think so.
I think he likes Charlotte too much to ruin her career because of her father. So, I don't know.
Well, it'll be interesting to see, Matt, whether they switch or not. I think there's a strong possibility they might, but we'll have to see at Hell in the Cell what's going to happen, and then we'll pretty much find out whether. I think if Becky loses, then she's switching.
So Charlotte is a babyface? I don't know.
I don't know that. Again, it's a fine line between, babyface and heels. I don't know.
Her. I think they're trying to shift her. Because if they're trying to shift Bayley to the more heel side, and the way that she won was more heelish, and it made Charlotte look like the babyface, like she was like, what the heck? Like, that's something I would do. But, no, what? Huh? So I think they're trying to switch Bayley over to being heel, and maybe trying to switch Charlotte over to being a face.
Yes.
So.
But I don't think it's going to work. Rick is in the wrong there. Yes, I agree with that. The Bludgeon Brothers are back together. Yep.
The pop spray.
I thought it was cool.
Tonight. Yeah. I did too. I did think it was really cool. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it at all.
I thought there was going to be interference. I
thought it was going to be Braun.
Something happening, but I just didn't expect it that way.
Just remember
WWE had some show during.
Yeah. So after the SmackDown Women's Championship match, we have the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. We have New Day versus Revival. There was no chance for New Day to win this match at all.
No.
And so Revival won. After they cut a promo I could care less for. They talked about Randy winning the title later. I don't know how their whole thing is going to pan out because Revival are champs now and Randy is not. And it makes no sense to me how they're going to,
it's a New Day, yes it is. Your next Universal Champion is Bray Wyatt. Better get used to it. Yeah, I think they're going to give him the title, but I don't think they should have put
Revival, it on him. A Raw team, keep in mind. Yeah, they're probably moving to SmackDown. They won the championship, so I'm assuming they're probably just going to shift over to SmackDown very quietly and then probably get drafted there as a whole once the draft happens, I would assume.
Yeah.
I think that would make sense.
Well, I think that'll be the first move. It's just the champions go to their brand.
Yeah.
They actually rewrote the show during the Clash.
Everyone is saying Kofi will get eaten to Brock on Fox.
If they don't use Brock more than they use him now, then it really doesn't make any difference.
Absolute.
If Fox thinks that because they're going to have Brock show up once every 4 months, I don't think it's going to work out.
How big of a superstar you want to paint Brock Lesnar to be, it doesn't matter. Don't put the WWE Championship on him. It will be the dumbest move that they have done, and they are going to set themselves up for failure if they go to this new platform. You're going to Fox. You have your new show on there, and the first week, right out the gate, You have Kofi Kingston, who is your current WWE champion, beaten by the guy who shows up 4 times a year. No. You're setting yourself up for failure. Sorry. You're screwing yourselves over, and it's not worth it. So don't do it.
After tonight, Kofi needs to drop the title.
I said he needed to drop the title before. I think the charm is just wearing off.
Yes.
He had his moment, and it didn't really...
I think he needs to drop it anyway, but it shouldn't be to Brock.
No, it shouldn't be to Brock.
Unless Brock is going to be there more often, then it shouldn't be to Brock.
Which I don't see happening.
Because if I'm Fox, I'm going, you know what? I want our champion there.
Oh, well, Brock is the biggest name in every household. Sorry, you're wrong on that one. I don't care!
The only reason people know Brock is because he's MMA.
It doesn't matter.
As far as wrestling, he sucks. Because he's never there.
And that is why I don't want Brock Lesnar as champion. If you're not going to be there and you're not going to put in the work like these other superstars are, then go away. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't care if you are Brock Lesnar. I don't care if you are Ronda Rousey. If you have not put anything into the business, then you have no business being there. So just get out. If you're going to sit here and say, oh, give me the championship, pay me lots of money, and I'll be your champion, and I'll stick around, and I won't go somewhere else, but I'm only defending my championship 4 times a year, it doesn't work. And you are stupid if you think that that does work. I'm sorry, Vince, you are. It doesn't work.
Well, if I'm Fox,
nobody can respect him.
The thing is, if I'm Fox and I have any say in this, I'm going to go...
Nobody can respect him. Fox shouldn't be okay with it.
I'm going to say if he's not going to be here more than the...
Yeah,
than he
I will cut Ronda some slack. She is not Brock. Lots of people like to compare her to the female Brock Lesnar, but she was there and Brock was not.
Well, that's the difference between Ronda and Brock, is she was actually at...
I was more so along the lines of just saying, like, somebody who came in from kind of, like, somewhere else and, who's a big superstar. She was there. She put in the work.
Yeah.
Brock, on the other hand, has not. I don't care. He hasn't. I have no respect for the guy at all. I don't want to see him as champion, and that's just the way it is. Unless he starts showing up full-time and is working his butt off like everybody else is, okay. Cool, fine. Maybe then I'll be okay with you being champion. But if you are not going to put the time in...
Matt's trying to get a point across.
Then go away.
Feud with Orton. Kofi ain't over. Orton won by DQ at SummerSlam and Kofi won there. Yeah. I don't think the feud's over yet. Did Brock just start after the UFC?
No, he was there in 2002. And that's what people know him from, okay? People know him from that. But then he decided he was going to leave. And then he went and did other things. And he was just kind of there. I don't care how big of a superstar he is.
WWE's doing a
It is the dumbest decision if you put the title on him. It just is. I have no respect for the guy, and I don't care. Certain feuds will end at Hell in a Cell.
I think a lot of stuff should end at Hell in a Cell, and they should just start fresh.
Hey, Maven, how do you feel about Brock? I hate the guy, and I have no respect for him, and I don't care. I don't care. He shouldn't be champion. Not in any lifetime.
Not unless he starts showing up.
No, unless he starts showing up and starts putting in the work like all these other guys are, who are there all the time, who are on the road 365 days a year. No.
How you doing, Low Fat Chini?
You have no respect for him. Wow. No, I don't. I don't have any respect for the guy at all.
It's because he never shows up.
He's never there. There are other people that are working their butts off who were there all year.
And he shows up for a pay-per-view.
And he shows up for one pay-per-view. He wins the title, and then he disappears for 6 months. And then he shows up again at the next biggest pay-per-view and defends his title. And guess what? He's still champ then. Then he leaves again. When does he come back? Oh, 6 months from there? No! I have no respect for the guy who never shows up, puts in no effort, no work, no nothing.
It's a Maven rant.
That's his contract. Yeah, but he chooses to sign the contract.
And WWE chooses to give it to him.
And WWE chooses to give it to him. That's the issue here. I don't care what his contract is.
If I'm Fox, I'm going, I don't want him as the champion because, I'm sorry.
If
he's not going to show up, it doesn't do us any good.
It does
What good does it do Fox
good.
If he's going to go to SmackDown, what good does it do Fox if he's never there?
A classic
Maven
rant.
rant.
No. Forget Brock. What's your power ranking, Maven? I'll tell you my power ranking at the end. Brock is not on it. I can tell you that much.
Are we done?
I'm sorry. Anybody who thinks that Brock is
I love you guys, but you're wrong here.
Fine. We can be wrong, Chaos.
Well, the question is, Chaos, if you have a television show and...
Logically, do you want to put the guy that only shows up every 6 months?
And your champion never shows up...
Do you want to put him as the champion on your brand new television show where you're supposed to be showcasing things? I don't care.
If Fox has anything to say about it, if he's never there, he does no good for them.
It does no good.
How does it do anything good for Fox if he's never there?
Oh, because they can just say he's the champion, and that means everything in the world. It doesn't. If he's not there defending the title, nobody gives a crap. I don't care. He will be there.
Once? Twice?
Brock Lesnar isn't the kind of guy who's there every week for weekly programming like everybody else is. He's the kind of guy who shows up once every 6 months. And that does not fly with 99.9% of people.
The draft should not only take the wild card, but take those women's tag titles. I got something to say about that, too, when we talk about the women's title. Lil Fetchine might be right. If Becky isn't SmackDown's number 1 pick, Brock will be.
Well, no one cares about the title now anyway. Kofi has it, and I feel like people care more about it than they would if Brock had it. It's being used right now. It's on TV weekly. It's out there. If you put it on Brock, it disappears, and we don't hear anything about it for months. That's where the issue lies. So if you want that to happen, then okay, cool. Put Brock as your next champ. But I think it is ridiculously stupid, and it's dumb. Straight up dumb. That's WWE's problem. They could easily...
What is WWE's problem? But I think that's why a lot of fans don't like Brock. Where are we again? We were on SmackDown Tag Team Championships, and then we started talking about Brock.
I don't know how it happened, but...
Fox needs Brock, so when it comes down to business, Brock will show up more.
Why do they need Brock?
He's going to have to show up more if he...
Why do they need Brock? Somebody give me a legitimate reason as to why they need Brock. A legitimate reason. And if you can't give me a legitimate reason, I have no choice but to say no. Fox doesn't need Brock.
I don't care. Don't care about it with Kofi shaking his hips and throwing pancakes.
Can you give me a legitimate reason as to why Fox needs Brock?
Moving on.
Brock Lesnar sells tickets.
I personally wouldn't go watch Brock, but that's me.
I wouldn't go watch Brock. Because Brock will make people watch. Okay, so when you put Brock as the champ, come back to me and talk to me when ratings are down, it's your brand new television show, Fox is doing horrible because he's your champion, because he's never on TV. Come back and talk to me then. Moving on. So, Revival won the belts. This was pretty...
Well, I kind of expected it.
I did too. And there was nothing. Like, I didn't see New Day winning at all. There was no chance. Woods still injured. Ratings will be up when he's on the show. We'll see about that. Say yeah.
I've said that they might have troubles with ratings anyway because, like I said, Friday nights, there's a lot of high school sports and stuff going on. And it's going to be tough with, so many things going on Friday night.
Who won the predictions?
We will tell you at the end.
So after the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, we have the Women's Tag Team Championship match. If you think about it, the overexposure for Brock isn't a good thing. I'm not saying put him on every week, but I'm saying don't have him show up every 6 months because that doesn't fly with me. He needs to be there more than he is right now. He's not doing anything for anybody, anywhere.
Braun Strowman's officially the loser after tonight.
I just, no. No, don't do it.
All right, so the Women's Tag Team Championship looks and Nikki versus Mandy and Sonya.
I actually thought this was a really good match.
It was okay. Here's the issue I have. if you want the women's titles to be tag team championships to be legitimate, you don't have the 24/7 title come running out in the middle of it.
I will say that. She's on roll tonight. This is gonna be one long pod if she doesn't stop ranting.
Shorty G is winning the King of the Ring tournament.
Yeah, he better. I swear if he doesn't, well, tomorrow there's gonna be another.
Yes,
match.
I don't think Braun's ever winning the title. No, ever.
I don't think he's winning any title.
No.
He was lucky to win the tag team championships.
So, yeah. So this women's
I think this
tag
was
team
a
championship.
good match, aside from the fact that if you want the championships to mean anything, then, yeah, don't have the 24/7 championship situation happen right in the middle
as
of it.
well get rid of the women's tag team titles.
It does make it look like a joke.
It's like, it is a joke.
Now, outside of that, I thought this was a really good match. I think Mandy and Alexa did very well together in the ring. I thought they played off of each other really well. I liked the Nikki thing. She kind of impersonated Mandy, and it was really, really funny. And I thought it was good. I don't know. I think Sonya was okay in this match. I don't think she really shined like she could have. I think Mandy and Alexa with their back and forth, I think it was good.
NXT is on Wednesday on USA. Yes.
Yes, it is. So Alexa and Nikki retain their titles. I think this was a good choice.
Mandy looking good in pink tonight.
I think this is a good choice, and yeah, I think keeping the titles on.
Yeah, just good. Whatever. I think that then they switch back to the network.
It was a great match, third best of the night in my opinion.
I'm sorry when you have the 24/7 title interrupt the whole thing. It's kind of just
outside of that, I
everything
think it was
out
good
for me, and it just okay, this isn't even serious.
Kevin Owens goes to NXT in the draft. He's fired, so they can't draft him anywhere. So,
Yes, Kevin Owens will show up at NXT.
He'll probably just show up at NXT anyway.
I know he's showing up at NXT. I would almost 100% say he's showing up at NXT.
I'm shocked Corey Graves didn't have a heart attack from Alexa and Mandy in the ring. He said something. No, I think it was Renee Young. She was like, something about bronzer. And then Corey Graves is like, did you just bronzer shame Mandy Rose?
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, I did. And I just died laughing. That was so funny. Oh, Corey Graves on commentary is what's best for business.
Yes. NXT is only on USA for an hour for 2 weeks. Until Suits
is done. Yeah.
Yes.
It's annoying, I know. But we live with it, so
yes.
We go to the network.
Alexa and Nikki have chemistry.
I agree.
I think
they
so
do
too,
have
but
great chemistry.
The tag titles are a joke for the women's division.
Yeah, I can understand that too. Yeah.
For the men's division, I think they're pretty much have been a joke.
A joke, yeah. I'm sick of Mandy. Sonya needs a solo run. I agree. Sonya does need a solo run.
Some would say that Mandy needs a solo run, and they're sick of Sonya.
I don't like. I'm okay with Mandy and Sonya being together. I just don't like them, and I think Sonya would get more out of her career if she went solo for a bit and just dropped Mandy. They kind of had shades of it, months ago, and then they just kind of dropped it, and I don't know what the deal was with that, and so.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty then.
Vince basically sent 24/7 title out there to prove how much he does not care about those titles. I think they're
accurate.
A joke right now. I mean, it's Harley Quinn, Alexa Bliss.
3 out of the 4 of them need a solo run.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I agree.
That would be accurate. So anyways, Alexa and Nikki retained.
Yes.
And it was a decent match, I thought. So next we have the Intercontinental Championship match. I actually did like this match. I liked when Sammy was talking throughout the first part of it, and then they cut his mic off.
Yeah.
Why he didn't just pull a Kevin Owens and go find another mic is beyond me, but he should have.
I like what he did.
I did too. I thought it was funny. His neck brace was falling off in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really, really funny. He had his neck brace on, and then I don't know what he did, but it came undone, and he was like, whoa!
Yeah, I know. He's holding it on.
And it was really funny.
Oops, messed up there.
That was supposed to be 3/4. Well, yeah. 3/4.
3/4 of them need a solo run.
3 out of the 4 of them. This was bad. I'm sad for Shinsuke. I didn't think it was bad.
I thought it was okay.
I don't think it was the greatest match in the world, but so I was right about truth retaining.
You were, James.
Technically, yes.
You were.
But he never lost it. He never really had a match. I mean, I guess when Alexa kind of rolled him up, I suppose that was a match, but not really.
Halloween's on Thursday this year. NXT should do a Halloween Havoc. Yeah, that'd be cool. I always loved Halloween Havocs.
So it was a Miz match. Nakamura versus Miz. Nakamura retained. I think that again was the right choice. And yeah, not a lot to say about this otherwise. It was a good match.
Nah,
I really like Sammy on the commentary. Can we do that for all of Nakamura's
I think Sammy
matches?
and Nakamura together are good.
I was questioning it at first, but I do agree. I think it's good for both of them. And I really like it.
A babyface Miz does nothing for me. I think the big thing is the babyface Miz, they haven't tried to push it. They haven't tried to do anything with it. And so I don't know that it's hard to get over if they're not going to push it. I thought WWE was going to be petty. Miz, babyface doesn't do it for me, but you can see he's having a ball. Yeah. Well, I think the WWE might go back to Ali versus Nakamura. Why, I don't know. Well, I think they need to start having more people involved.
Where's EC3? Can we get EC3 versus
I mean, you got a bunch of people you could use. Just get them out there and let them
EC3
wrestle.
Wasn't even chasing after the 24/7 championship.
Yeah, they've narrowed that down to 4 people now. Aleister Black versus Shinsuke would be a good one. I want to see Maurice in another match.
I agree, export. Yeah, babyface Miz does something for me. I mean, I get it. I understand it.
Well, I think the biggest thing is they're not pushing him.
Alrighty, so yeah, Nakamura retains, and it was excellent, jolly good show. After that, we have
EC3.
The Raw Women's Championship match. Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. This was match of the night.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
I think this was match of the night for me.
Well, probably, just because I didn't think it was a great one. EC3 versus Matt Riddle or Keith Lee.
I actually...
That'd be a good one.
Really thought this was a good match. Actually, I might take that back. Second best match of the night? I'm going to say second best match of the night. Because there was another match that I did really like, and I thought was very good. So I'm going to say second best. Second best match.
Glad Mike got a belt to replace what he lost to Woods on up, down. But the Miz can get off my TV at any time, and I'd be happy.
This match was...
ad for Hell in a Cell. Oh, no doubt about it.
Yeah. So, the match is going, and I thought it was pretty good. And then after that, Sasha grabbed a chair, and you do agree with me. Match of the night. Second best match of the night. Well, best match tonight, AJ versus Cedric or Seth versus Braun.
I don't think AJ versus Cedric was the best match just because it was too short.
I don't think either were the best match of the night.
And I don't think Seth versus Braun was a great match.
I actually like the DQ finish. I did too. I also like that. Again, I think I'm going to say this is the second best match of the night. I was saying it's the best match of the night. At least I think it was a DQ finish. Yeah, they announced that Sasha won because Becky hit the ref with a chair intentionally.
Yeah.
And then they went all over the stadium, and Sasha had mustard all over her, and then they came back, and she got beat up, and then she was put in the chair with the disarm her. Bayley wasn't there to save her. Kind of shocking. We'll see how that plays out tomorrow. But yeah, Sasha won.
Should have been a double count out.
Sasha won by DQ just because of the fact that Becky did deliberately
knock the ref out with a chair. Yeah.
In which I don't understand how he was knocked out for that entire time. I would have probably been standing back up. I know he got hit in the stomach with the chair, but he was laying there for quite a while.
They went all the way around the arena. And
they did.
He was still laying there.
So...
They did a callback to the ending of Brett versus Taker SummerSlam 97.
What was I going to say about this? I was going to say something and I can't remember what I was
I thought Roman versus Rowan was good.
Agreed. What was I going to say?
I don't know.
I don't remember what I was going to say.
I'm pretty sure it was on the fly, just based on the way she saw it there and
grabbed it
and
threw it
was
on her.
Yeah.
Hey, There you go.
Yeah.
I think it was good.
Because I think a little bit later you see Sasha as they're coming down the steps. She like reached behind her back and was like,
What the heck?
Yeah. What is this?
Mustard. Yeah, so I think this was good. This is definitely setting up their match for Hell in a Cell. And I liked it. I think it was good.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Hey, one thing I will say. Becky lost those god-awful extensions that she had in that were like yellow.
Yep.
I will say that.
Because that's what I was looking for.
I mean, it's just something I noticed.
Okay.
She lost the extensions. They weren't in anymore. They were like yellow and halfway down her head. You know,
that's
hair's
what made
orange.
the match. She lost the
Her hair's
extensions.
orange. And then halfway down it turned yellow. It's because of those horrible extensions. Good thing she listened to the people and she took them out.
Yeah.
Thank you, Becky. But no, it was a really good match.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I was going to say.
I don't remember.
I was going to say something and I can't remember.
That's because you went on an hour-long rant or 30-minute rant on Brock. I hate to say it, but Seth and Becky are going to SmackDown Live. Yes.
Well, that would make sense if Seth is dropping the title to Bray, which is pretty much inevitable.
Yeah.
Then yeah, he would be going to SmackDown
Probably.
too, I would think. Which has Seth ever been on SmackDown?
I don't know.
I feel like he's
Rowan
been
vs.
on...
Roman was better than anyone would have guessed. Vince hates Harper, right? W using these dirt sheets. Okay, folks, I need to go to bed. It's way past stupid o'clock here. All right. Night, Colin.
Bye, Colin. Talk to you later. I'm not going to crap about
anymore after match.
Sasha anymore after watching the WWE Chronicles. Screw Ryan Satan. I agree. And I kind of want... I wanted to touch on that for a second. Like, yeah. And screw the people blaming Sasha for hurting Paige. Hurting Paige. Yeah. I watched the Chronicle last night, and I was like, man, I'm glad she got to tell her side of the story and talk about her, because, like, it's... Tweet me my score, Maven. Okay, sure. But I'm glad she got to tell her side of the story, because everybody was making up everything from, oh, she was crying in the locker room, to, oh, she was crying in her hotel room, and she's the reason that Paige got injured, and all this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, bro, it's not her fault. Those things aren't true. Just calm down with, like, just all the rumors and everything. Like, sometimes it can really get to somebody, and she was, like, depressed, and that's why she had to leave, and, like, she just wasn't happy anymore, and, like, kind of sort of like Jon Moxley, I would assume, like, because he talked about not being happy, and, like, you know, I was never one of those who blamed Sasha for the Paige injury, just like I didn't blame Seth for the Sting injury. Yeah, I really don't get the people that are saying she's a botch machine. Clearly they are wrong. Agreed. Like, I talked about this before I talked to you about this before we went on the air, and I was like, you know, looking at it, because the Sasha Chronicle came on right after the show was over, and I was like, you know, she was, like, all bent out of shape about the Paige thing, and she was so upset about it, and people came after her left and right, and was like, I don't know what to do, because, it wasn't her fault. I don't know if Paige necessarily should have been in the ring, but it's not Paige's fault either. It would be the medical staff. Like,
Sasha's a doo-doo.
I don't think it was Paige's fault for being in the ring, and it wasn't Sasha's fault for hurting her. I think the medical staff, they can't do anything but say, okay, you look fine. Go ahead, get back in the ring. Things always happen. So it's really not anybody's fault. Paige had a history of injuries, and everybody knew that. They can just do what they can do.
Night, Colin.
It's wrestling. You take risks, right? Yeah, I blame more on WWE. That's kind of what I said, is I blame it more on WWE and their medical staff for saying, hey, all right, you are cleared. You can go ahead and get back in the ring and wrestle.
Well, that's the big thing.
But again, even if you are cleared, if you have a history of injuries, there's always a possibility, and especially with something like with your neck, there's always a possibility that you can have issues again.
Yeah.
And so if you're willing to say, hey, I'm going to take that risk and I'll get back in the ring to do what I love, and something goes wrong, then something goes wrong. I mean, it's not Sasha's fault. It's definitely not Sasha's fault. She just happened to be there, wrong place at the wrong time. and everybody blamed it on her, which sucks.
Wait a while until getting back in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the one thing is you have to let things heal.
Yeah.
And I think too many times people try and go, and it's not just in wrestling, it's like all sports and everything. It's like they try and get into things back into it quicker than they should.
She didn't wait that long, has neck surgery when she came back. Sasha kicked her in the back of the neck. But I don't blame her. She's not the reason. Paige already had a history of injuries. You know? It's not Sasha's fault. It wasn't Sasha's fault. We can't sit here and blame it on Sasha.
Well, I think if you're going to get in the ring, then you run the risk of something like that happening. We just fined Becky $10,000 for striking ref. That's funny. She'll be fired next week.
that's what I was going to say.
She's going to NXT.
Kevin Owens put up a tweet. He was like, so is Becky fired then? Or what?
Yeah.
Oh, it was so funny. That's what I was going to say. But yeah, no. I don't think it was Sasha's fault. Again, wrong place, wrong time. It's easier to say it was her fault because she was there. And she was the one who was wrestling Paige at the time.
The thing is, the neck injury is something if it's
you
hurt, you shouldn't be
it.
in the ring anyway.
Exactly.
Because there's too many things that could happen and have it get hurt.
I'm worried for Ciampa. I mean,
if he's done the strength and stuff and done everything right and done,
then he shouldn't have any issues. I mean, there are several people that have come back from neck injuries. Daniel Bryan, I mean, is an example. Several people have. You know, but there's always the risk that something could happen again.
That's just it. They're always going to run the risk of
Daniel Bryan retired like twice.
Yeah.
And then he was told, okay, you're cleared. You've healed up enough. You can go back and wrestle.
But
it took a long time for that to happen.
I think the one thing that a lot of these wrestlers have to do is they need to go to a doctor outside of WWE and just get like a second opinion.
A lot of them do.
And
like if you watch some of the backstage stuff,
they don't,
a lot of them do go get a second opinion, and then they're either told that's what Nikki Bella did.
The thing is Paige knew there was a chance she was going to get hurt again if she stepped back in the ring. Mm-hmm. And it could have been anything. She could have been clotheslined. She could have been body slammed. She could have done anything and hurt her neck.
Yeah. So again, I'm not ever gonna blame it on Sasha. That's just the way I feel about it. I don't think it was her fault. Again, like I said, wrong place, wrong time. It's easier to blame her and have her be the reason, and have everybody say, oh, she was the reason that Paige's career ended, than to just face the facts and say, hey, everybody has a risk when you put yourself in the ring.
Was it Nia Jax's fault when she bashed Becky in the face? I think it's part of the show. It was an accident. It happened. I think it's part of what happened. Well, there was
talk that Becky was like, okay, Nia hit me in the face. Okay. There were some rumors of like Becky was like, okay, yeah, throw a punch at me. See what happens. Like, see what happens. Like if it breaks my face, it breaks my face. It'll go with the effect and it'll be cool.
I mean, when Andre the Giant wrestled, people were scared to wrestle him just because of his strength. Size.
Well, Jax did legit punch her face.
Is D'Lo the reason Draws was hurt? Who knows? I mean, that's
every time you put yourself in the ring, you're putting yourself at risk. So, for people who want to sit here and Nia Jax legit wants to murder you.
New Jack legit. New Jack legit wants to murder you. Yeah.
For people that like want to sit here and just say, oh, it was this person's fault or it was this person's fault. Everybody has a risk when they get in the ring. It doesn't matter who you're with. It doesn't matter who you're against. If something doesn't go as planned, everybody's going to sit here and say, all right, you're the reason that this person's career ended because you were the last match that they had and they got injured after that. They were told they were injured after that, and so it's your fault. That's just the way people are.
Yeah.
And people need to get over it.
Yeah.
And just understand that every time they put themselves in the ring, they're putting themselves at risk. For our entertainment.
I mean, the high-flying stuff they do outside the ring. There's
always a
chance of
possibility
something
that
going
can go wrong.
JRA Clash of Champs is a thumbs down for me. The only highlight was The Fiend. I didn't think it was great. It was okay. I just feel like it was kind of a show that they put out there just before they do the draft and all that. Don't blame them, but it was the move they did that did it. It wasn't intentional, but it happened. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I think.
Is every time you put yourself in the ring, you put yourself at risk. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Like you said, it could have been a clothesline. It could have been somebody just trying to run the ropes. It could have been anything that, would have been like, okay, yeah, sure. That got you hurt. You got injured and you can't wrestle ever again.
Yeah, Drew's been injured. Now when he's coming back, I don't know for sure.
Yeah. They tried to say Rollins was facing Drew next. I'm like, no, they've already advertised Bray versus Seth.
Yeah.
Jeez. I don't know. Sometimes websites, they don't know what they're talking about.
So we have Kofi versus Randy.
I thought this was an okay match. I didn't love it. I thought Randy should have won. I think Randy not winning was pretty stupid. And, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts.
Yeah. Killer CrossFit.
That's funny.
I don't know. This match is okay.
I think it should have ended with Randy. I don't know how the heck Revival and Randy are supposed to work together now. They're champs. Randy's not. Randy versus Kofi was painfully boring.
Yeah.
I agree.
It was just like the last match.
I thought the last match was good.
I thought it was boring.
I thought it was good.
Sorry.
I was interested in it. But that might just be because I like Becky.
Yeah, probably.
But I don't know. I thought this one was painfully boring, though. I just didn't like it. I think the outcome was very, I don't know. We're getting it again at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty excited about that.
I don't know.
I'll be on the edge of my seat.
I just think it's dumb. I just think they should have had Randy win, and it should have been it. And it should have been it. Randy's slow-paced strikes again.
Yes. I think that they should have the Seth versus Fiend match early, and then have him attack Randy.
Yeah. So Fiend wins the title.
Yeah.
And then he attacks.
I think that would be cool.
I do too, but they're not going to do it.
No. But I think it'd be cool.
You said they're going to do it.
Yeah.
But that's not a truth.
Curve stomp into the mandible claw.
Oh, that could be fun.
Yeah, they are. That'd be cool.
He just stands up and is like, ah!
Yeah.
It could be fun. So yeah, Kofi wins. It wasn't really anything to go home about, and it was just kind of there. It was boring, and I didn't care for this match at all.
No.
So after this, we had what I'm going to say was the best match of the night.
64.
He's not 64. Really? My phone just died. How did that happen? It was charging.
You killed it.
I did not kill it. How did that happen? It was charging.
What from our Bray vs. Rollins is the main event of Hyatt. Yeah, it shouldn't be.
Kofi sucks. I don't know. Look up how old Randy is. I looked at this earlier, I think. I was looking at stuff. What? 39.
He is 39.
I was going to say 40. He's 39.
Close to 65.
Not really. So anyways, Roman versus Rowan. This is what I'm calling match of the night.
I would agree.
This was very good.
And it's not necessarily the match. I think it's... The match I thought was
overall,
good, but the way it ended I thought was good.
I think was really good.
I like the way it ended.
This was actually a lot better than I think everybody thought it was going to be.
Yes.
I think everybody just thought it was going to be okay, this doesn't really matter match. But they built it up in the last 2 weeks and made it look very, very interesting.
Yes.
And I really, really liked this. So, as I predicted, Rowan got the win. But it was after good old Luke Harper made his return, and he helped out good old Rowan to get the win.
What are they doing to Roman? He should have won.
No, he shouldn't have. He's been winning too much, and that's going to be his downfall.
I think this helps Rowan.
I think it does, and it helps put Luke Harper back out there.
Yeah.
So it should be fun.
Yeah.
I don't think Roman should have won this match. I think having Roman win this match would have been like every other match Roman has had in the last 6 months. And I don't care about Roman anymore.
Yes, definitely was sick.
They need to change things up with Roman a lot. Because I'm just getting tired of him. Through his whole Drew saga that he had, he should have lost at least once, maybe twice. Drew didn't get a win in there at all. Made Drew look like a piece of trash. Who did he fight after Shane? Shane beat him like twice. Did Shane beat him twice? Shane beat him once, I think.
Yeah.
And then did he beat Shane? Something in there. Shane beat him, of all people. Then he was like winning everything again. And he's been winning ever since. And I don't understand it. Don't have the guy win everything. It just makes it's boring. And it's old. And I don't like it. And when he wins everything, it's just like blah. So having him lose was the right decision.
I think it made his character more interesting.
Rowan?
Yeah.
I'm glad they gave Rowan the win.
I think it made the whole Rowan Harper thing more interesting.
I'm really glad they gave him the win. And I'm glad Luke Harper returned. I had no idea who it was at first. He came out and he had like a man bun and it was all slicked back and he, it's tank top and his pants. And I was like, who is that? And then I looked up. I like looked at my phone and I looked up and I was like, oh!
Just like that.
That's Harper.
Yep.
Luke Harper. And you were like, what? He put Buddy Murphy over. Murphy over.
Yeah. The murder in this storyline won.
Interesting. It's gonna continue.
Yeah.
Maybe Roman versus Harper. That would be a big match for Harper.
I think Rowan and Harper are gonna go do something.
Rowan and Harper?
Yeah.
I
like together.
Oh, well, I was gonna say maybe we get a singles match between Roman and Harper.
You might, but I don't think that's.
I think it'd be a big deal for Harper though. That'd be a big thing if that's like his first match back and it's against.
I suppose if Roman's gonna put him over, then yeah.
I think it'd be good.
But I think the only way you can do it is if he puts him over.
If not, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Because Roman winning means it'd have to be like another thing like this where Rowan can come help him.
Yeah.
To help him get over.
Yeah.
And I think it could be good. Match of the night by far. I really, really like this one, and I thought everything about it was
I definitely
great.
thought it was match of the night.
This would be my match of the night, and then Raw Women's Championship would be a close second. After that, I have no clue, because the rest of the card was pretty much blah.
Seth versus Braun.
Fiend attacking Seth maybe would be match of the night.
Well, and the interesting thing about the Fiend attack is so you have the Seth Braun match. I wasn't real impressed with the match itself.
No, it wasn't great.
Seth ends up getting the win. He goes walking out.
And we were sitting there, we were like, is that the end of the show?
Well, they started to show the little credits down in the down in the corner, like Clash of Champions, copyright, whatever, that they always show when they're getting ready to go off of air. And I was like, the Fiend didn't even come out.
Like, what the heck?
And then, the lights went out, it went dark, and you hear the screech. Yeah.
I think that's Braun Strowman's best match ever. I think it was good for Braun.
Yeah,
but I've seen better Braun matches. The Last Man Standing match against Lashley is probably his best match that I've seen recently.
I thought that was a good match.
I think that was better than this. So
the problem with Braun is when he gets in with people that are athletic, I think it makes him look bad.
Mm-hmm. So when he's put up against somebody like Lashley, it looks good.
Because Braun is not,
and they can just throw each other around.
Known as being athletic.
No, he's a
being
big
able to high
dude.
fly stuff and do all.
He did do a dive off the top rope, but I was like, man, that probably hurt. That was 385 pounds.
So Braun looked good aside from he's stupid. I think the big issue with Braun is when you put him in against people that are the high flyers that fly around the ring. I think it makes it tough for him.
No, but they had him do a spot off the top rope, and he did a flying headbutt.
He squashed him.
He did, and I was like, man, Seth must have felt great after that. That was 385 pounds just coming down on your full force, splat.
Why are you shooting at somebody on the bus? Ricochet, step aside. Yeah, Ricochet, step aside.
For sure. Ricochet 2.0. Rico Braun.
Yeah.
Braun O'Shea.
Yeah.
I like Braun O'Shea better.
Braun
O'Shea.
I don't know. Just the whole. I don't know.
Braun O'Shea. Let's make that a thing. Braun O'Shea.
This wasn't good until the end when the Fiend showed up. And then I like what they did where they show Seth cradled underneath of the Fiend's arm.
He did a mandible claw.
He'd already... Well, he did it, but
he did
before
the Sister Abigail, and then he did...
Yeah, I was going to say, before that, though, he had him set up for the Sister Abigail, and then he...
He hit Sister Abigail, it went dark again, and then the music came back on. It was like, oh, that's over, and then the music was like...
Yeah.
Just like that. And then they did the thing again where he did the mandible claw.
Yeah.
And you could hear Seth screaming, and it was very good. You know, the funny part is my mom yelled from the kitchen because we had my 1-year-old, almost 2-year-old brother in the living room, and he was running around in the Macho Man shirt, and he was like, Macho Man! And then the Fiend came up on the TV, and Mom was like, is that the Fiend? And we were like, yes! And he was like, whoa. And Mom was like, cover his eyes! And Dad was like,
it's too late.
Dad was like,
he's already seen it.
But he was like moving, and it was really funny. And he was like, what? Why are you trying to cover my eyes now?
Yeah.
I'm trying to watch The Fiend. I'm almost 2 years old. I am old enough to be watching The Fiend. Crazy people. Don't try to cover my eyes.
All right, so our ratings. I would say number 5 for the night.
Women's Tag Team Championship match. That would be my number 5.
I'm getting sick of The Fiend. No, James.
Well, James, get ready.
The Fiend is awesome.
Women's Tag Team Championship match would be my number 5.
I would say Nakamura.
That's going to be my number 4.
Number 4?
Nakamura. That would be my match for number 4.
I'm going to go with Kofi.
The Intercontinental title. I did not think that was number 4 worthy at all.
Well, okay, but there wasn't a lot of number 4 worthy. So number 4 is Kofi.
Number 5 for me is the Women's Tag Team Championships. Number 4 is the Intercontinental Championship match.
Number 3?
Seth and Braun? Fiend? Can I just say Fiend? Fiend. There wasn't a number 4 match.
I'm going to say Becky.
Fiend is number 4. 3. Number 3.
Number 3?
Number 3 is Fiend.
Oh, yeah. Number 3 is Becky for me. Sorry. Number 2?
Becky and Sasha match. That would be number 2.
I'm going to go with The Fiend.
Okay.
Number 1?
Roman versus Rowan.
That's what I would say.
With Luke Harper return.
Yeah.
That would be my number 1.
That's my number 1.
And I think that should be everybody's number 1 because it was a very good match.
I know a lot of people say The Fiend, but he wasn't out there long enough, and it didn't have any effect on the match. It was just kind of at the end, so I would say that Roman versus Rowan was probably number 1 tonight.
It really was, and I am actually going to say that I'm curious to see where they go from here with this.
I'm curious
as long as they don't do anything stupid with any more boxes falling on people's heads and Kayla screaming, ah!
Yeah.
And none of that business. We're done with that. Just do something like this.
Yeah.
Where they had Rowan and he was like, I did it. It was me. And I'm going to fight you. And then he fought you and Luke Harper showed up. Stuff like that. I like that stuff. Continue doing that. Sounds excellent. Thank you, WWE, for listening. Now, a prediction champion. Okay? Got to give you the rundown of who won here. So, in last place.
In last place.
Who didn't win? Me!
That'd be last place.
I didn't win. I did pretty horrible tonight, guys.
All right, so here we go.
Last place. Oh, actually, I'm not in last place.
With 3 right,
James.
it is the Universal Champion, James.
James got last place. Sorry, James.
With 5 right, it was Kay and Prodigy.
And me.
Maven and Mr. Gleen.
And you. Yeah, we all lost.
With
6 points.
6.
We had Little Fettuccine.
Little Fettuccine and Scott.
Scott. And who else?
I think that was it.
Anybody else?
No. With 7 right, it was Colin Elijah, Anthony.
And
that's
it. And our winner.
And our current champion.
Our new champion. Our winner.
Is.
With the total of 8.
Is Matt J. Hendricks.
Yeah. Matt won.
So Matt is the new prediction champion.
Is the new prediction
Congratulations,
champion.
Matt.
Round of applause for you. Everybody should be clapping for him. He did an excellent job. He got, you're not sorry. I'm not sorry. I pretty much bombed this time.
We are sorry, James.
It was not a good prediction day for me. I thought outside the box. I'm not going to do that ever again because that gets me nowhere.
I started out good and then went downhill from there.
And I would like my championship back. So, yeah. Matt, I'm coming for you. Just you wait. Hell in a Cell. Championship is mine. I'm going to think logically. And the belt will be mine.
Logic thinking will get you the belt.
I am not going to do any of this garbage where I'm like, oh, I'm going to think outside the box. And this could happen, and you don't know that. But there were several that I should have just been like, yeah, AJ Styles is going to win. Apparently Bayley's going to win, because that was a logical choice there. See, even with logic, I thought logically Charlotte would win. Logically, a lot of people thought Charlotte would win.
Yeah.
And then she didn't. They did something stupid. Made the match too short. The Drew Gulak match would have been a shoo-in. Why I didn't pick Drew Gulak? Nobody knows. Seth and Braun. Rudolph. That was a shoo-in. Why I didn't pick them? Nobody knows.
Yes, man. Now you have my belt.
Oh my gosh, there was a segment on here that we didn't
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about Street Profits.
They had a thing with Booker T.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny.
Here's a question. Is Booker T going to manage him?
I'd be okay with it.
Because he's like, you need to get yourself together. You need to figure things out.
I never thought of that. That could be fun.
I wonder if he's going to, like, manage them.
I would love that. Please? Could he please manage them? Because I would really, really like that. Like, did you see Booker T's eyes when he did that sucker thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was funny, and I liked the segment. I think a lot of people right now are just kind of tired of the Street Profits because they're not doing anything with them, which I can understand.
Yes.
But, like, I think they're funny segments.
I think if they were doing them where they're supposed to be, then I think they'd be okay. But doing them on Raw or SmackDown or wherever they happen to be,
doesn't always, yeah. I get it, and I understand what you're saying.
Anybody else got anything to talk about? I don't think there was any news or anything.
No, I don't think so. But I can't check because my phone's dead.
You killed your phone.
I didn't kill my phone. It says that it's charging, but it's not charging.
Unplug it.
See, now it says...
Turn it on. Now it says plug it in. Good job.
That's what I'm saying.
Your phone died.
It's charging, but it's not charging.
Yeah, I had that issue with that trying to charge it off of that too.
I don't know why.
I think Booker T is going to make the Street Profits the new Harlem Heat. That would be cool. I would not have an issue with that. I mean, just based on what I saw, I wonder if he's not going to manage them.
Yeah. So yeah, overall tonight, I think it was like an okay show, but like nothing to go home about.
I think
I'm excited for Raw tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't be shocked if he manages them though.
Anybody else excited for Raw tomorrow? I'm excited for Raw tomorrow. Should be good. Should be exciting. A new age, a new era. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. There's not a new age or a new era.
No. All right. With that, what's the date of the draft? October 11th. Is it the 11th or 14th?
So.
Is what?
Those are the dates.
Yes.
Mark your calendars, people. Those are the dates. Whoa. The 14th? I knew I had something on the 14th.
14th, isn't that the first SmackDown?
No, it's Raw.
Huh?
It's Raw.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh.
They start the draft on SmackDown, and then it goes to the 14th, which is you go through the weekend, and then you go Monday. And that's the draft. Again.
Oh. So it's a Friday, Monday thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the build-up for The Fiend versus Seth should be good, or at least I hope so.
I hope so, too.
Well, I hope they do something with it, and we'll see what they do. I hope The Fiend attacks other people or, like, puts out clues that he's going to attack other people rather than just talk about Seth for the next month.
Yeah, that would be not cool.
Yeah.
He's already talked about Seth, though, the last, 2 weeks.
Well, he has.
He's talked about Seth and Braun.
But I think they could do some stuff with him, outside of just focusing on Seth.
I think it could be fun. fun.
All right, with that, I think we're going to take off. We'll be back tomorrow for Raw recap.
So,
everybody, thanks for coming in.
congratulations to Matt.
Congratulations to Matt.
New prediction champion. Had fun.
Yes.
We all had fun. Sorry, Chaos, I yelled at you. You know. I had to get that off my chest, man. Brock Lesnar is champion? No. I apologize, though.
We'll talk about it, James. We'll see as we get closer to...
Are you going to do a show for the draft? The draft is legit Monday Night Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah. But I wonder if he means like a prediction show for where everybody's going to go.
Oh, yeah, I would love to do that. For who we think should go where. If that's what you mean, yeah, sure. I would love to do that.
We'll talk about it, James, and decide what we're going to do.
I would love to do that. Everybody can make their draft picks.
Yeah. Bad thing is it's right in the middle of the week, and I have my football up until then.
Which is dumb.
So
Football's dumb. You should just quit football and, you know.
we'll let you know as we get closer to that date, and we'll let you know what we're going to decide and where we're going to go with it.
Yeah. So,
with that,
that's it.
I suppose
We'll be back on Monday.
we're going to be back Monday. We're out of here.
Tomorrow.
Reminder.
That'd be tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought
Tomorrow.
it was not Sunday.
We should remember Monday after Raw, Tuesday after SmackDown, every Wednesday after NXT. Of course, that'll soon be changing.
What?
Because SmackDown will no longer be on Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah. I'm a dipstick. I thought you were talking about, like...
Oh.
Yeah, no, sorry. You said NXT on Wednesday, and then you were like, but soon that'll be changing. And I was like,
yeah, I meant
what?
as, like, you know.
NXT is still going to be on Wednesdays. Jeez.
We will
Great
talk
idea.
about it as we get closer and see how things go and see how our schedule works out and all those fun things that are involved when trying to do a stream. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell button so you know when we go live. We are out of here. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Peace out.